So 1 minute. So before I begin, let me congratulate you once again for the successful launch of HSNC University. And I also would like to thank you that on the second day, just after the launch, you got Shivani Didi a missus. Thank you so much, Dr. Niranjan sir. Om Shanti, Shivani Didi. And Om Shanti to all the participants who are teachers, principals of various institutions, our trustees of the board. I can see Mrs. Maya Shahani, principals of the board, and dear students. A very good morning to all of you. I had opportunity to go to Mount Abu and meet Janaki Devi. And on one of the walls, it was written, and somebody told me that she believes in one sentence is her motto, and that is, she says that our duty in life is to care for everyone and to share with everyone. And after that meeting, I did bring, rather, I would say this institution could bring non-teaching staff members to Mount Abu, and they also could meet most of the, I would say, people who could serve, who serve society so much that they came back, they imbibed those values and came back. And this, they have learned to meditate. They're continuously meditating. So when I came to know that Niranjan sir is talking about you, Shivani Didi, to us in this, after the launch of university, I believe that what day could have been the best day, but after the launch, the first person who is Shivani Didi, Hamesha. So I extend a warm welcome to you. Very happy to welcome Hamesha, such a sharing and caring soul. So thank you so much once again, Niranjan sir, for getting Shivani Didi Hamesha. And I'm really already feeling an unlimited happiness in the presence of Didi. And with whatever conversations we had, in a couple of minutes, there were so many takeaways. For people who are listening, I don't want to introduce her, a person who has received, who's a recipient of numerous national and international awards. I think that the award of immense love and gratitude she receives from her millions of students worldwide is a rare gift, a rarest gift. Shivani Didi, you're really a boon, not only to our nation, to the entire world, because what you have been doing with your pious teachings is to awaken and enlighten all of us, all the people of the world who are struggling to find a ray of hope and positivity. You amidst us today is already, we are feeling that positive vibrations, and your persona is so very positive that the whole conversation, we would always feel that should not end at all. So already we are becoming greedy to have you more with us. And this conversation with you today is with one of our most enlightened minds and one of the most intelligent minds of India, the Honorable Provost of HSNC Board, HSNC University, Dr. Niranjan Hiranandani. Friends, let me tell you all that if this morning has been possible because of Dr. Hiranandani, as I said before, but everybody also know him very well. They know him very well. And they also say that he's one of the wealthiest people of our country. But it's also said that wealth often brings stress and tension. So let me tell you all that Niranjan sir is as healthy as he's wealthy, healthy by body as well as by mind. And of course, healthy body and healthy mind go together. So a healthy mind and a happy mind. So this is how I would like to introduce her. He's as a successful entrepreneur, Dr. Niranjan sir, people know and they've been telling, they look forward to hear him also, a charismatic communicator. He has been winning hearts by his intelligence too. So I'm pleased to welcome you, sir, today. And thank you very much for starting this university on such a wonderful note. So may I invite Dr. Niranjan sir to take this conversation with Shivani Didi today. Thank you all. And once again, a warm welcome to all the participants to today's program, Happiness Unlimited.
Om Shanti. I'm so privileged this morning to share this platform with you. Thank you very much for accepting the invitation today to speak to our principals, our teachers, and our students. We are a college of 14 colleges. We have almost 2,000 teachers and professors, and we have only 45,000 students. So we affect a huge amount of people in this system. And I want to share with you that they are all such wonderful team of people in terms of our principals, our teachers, and also the students are really wonderful. And hence, the reason why I wanted to have this interaction and this subject was something which has been concerning me. Actually, what I have seen over the last 15, 20, 25 years has been that most of the people have been able to upgrade their lives. They have more assets, they have a better house, many of them have facilities. They would have originally one TV in the house. Today, each room has a TV. People have computers. They're able to have mobiles. They have all sorts of facilities which are available on all these things. However, I want to recall that when I was young, when I went to my Nana Nani's house, we used to be 6 people sleeping in a room just for the fun of it. And we enjoyed it thoroughly. It was a small house, but when all the cousins met, it was really a happy time. And we really didn't think about what we didn't have. Today, we have so much that it's unbelievable. And because of the nuclear families, the attention to the children is far, far more. And they give in much more, especially when the parents are working, both of them. They want to give the assets to the children. But somehow or the other, we are seeing a reverse happen. Children in my day and time were much, much, much happier. And I can quite remember so many occasions when little things gave us a lot of pleasure. Today, you give a big thing and you're wondering whether you can still get a bigger thing in their lives. And I find this extremely strange. I've given a child 1,000 rupees instead of 100. I've given a best mobile that is there. I've given all the facilities that they are there, but they are depressed. And this is something which is again strange. In my time in school, when I went to school, there was hardly any talk of children being depressed. There was hardly any talk of having counselors which are required and psychiatrists to be required for the purposes of doing. And believe you me, I hear strange stories which actually puzzle me. And that is why I'd like to tell you one of such stories. I have one or two others, but maybe I can take it up later. But I'd like to share a story about a family living separately, 2 brothers, 1 sister, their children, all having children, going school, and in summer, go to Mahabaleshwar for a holiday. So they take a small bungalow, small one, and they all stay together and have a gala time. The gala time, they play cricket in the place outside the bungalow, they go boating, they go hiking, they go to the bazaar, shopping, and they had a wonderful time. And this child comes back to school. He posts on the internet all the photographs on Instagram and others of the joy that he had, for the fun that he had for the holiday or whatever has happened. Another student also goes for holiday, but the student goes to Switzerland for a holiday, goes to Interlaken for a holiday, goes with his parents alone for a holiday, and has had the most boring holiday of his life because he doesn't want to see only mountains. He doesn't have any friends. There is nobody around him. But he also equally posts all the photographs there. And the children come back to opening of school. In the school opening, this child brags about the story that he had in Mahabaleshwar, because, with my cousins, I did this, and my friends came over, and this happened, that happened, that happened, that happened, that happened. And he's very joyous, and they have forced the parents to say, next year, you have to take us back to Mahabaleshwar. Now this child, who's the other child, lands up in the school and says, aha, oh my God, you only went to Mahabaleshwar. We went to Switzerland. And do you know, we went by business class to Switzerland. And we did this, and we went boating in this speedboat in the Zurich Lake. And at the end of the day, this child who was delighted for 30 days goes back home in tears, can't attend the class. At the end of the day, goes to the parents and says, next year, Papa, Mama, I want to go to Switzerland. No going to Mahabaleshwar. Promise me you'll never go to Mahabaleshwar. Now, obviously, the parents can't afford it. And things like this are just not one story. There are more horrendous stories that I can tell you. But what I wanted to ask you, and I wanted to ask you this very sincerely, as to why is it that in spite of giving so much more to our children, or sharing so much more in terms of assets, in terms of money, in terms of quality of life, in terms of giving them whatever you want actually, because the parents are nuclear family, they tend to give much more to their children than they would in a joint family where the sharing is much more. What is it that actually destroys the mind of this child and makes a joyous child unhappy? And hence, I wanted you to speak on this subject of happiness. And what is it actually which makes a person happy? And why is it that in this day and time, in spite of having everything in life, I mean literally everything, that you can't be happy? With this small story, it's over to you to really explain to us why such things happen and why the child gets mentally and completely destroyed about what has happened. Thank you.
Om Shanti. And first and foremost, congratulations. Really lots and lots and lots of blessings from everyone for the miracle that you have created yesterday. And I'm sure it's everybody. You know, everybody becomes a part of creating a miracle. There are some people who are in the forefront, working very hard to create a miracle. But the entire group of 45,000 children, teachers, principals are a part of that miracle by creating a thought for that miracle. So everyone who had this pure intention that this should be a university has contributed towards creating that miracle just by thinking in that direction. Because unless we create a thought, things don't manifest. So each one who created a thought, said a positive word, has achieved success yesterday, because everyone's efforts together create miracles. And what a perfect time to have created this miracle. There just couldn't have been a better time. Had it been earlier, things would have been different. Had it been later, things would have been different. So it's just that there just could not have been a better time to start a university with a new way of thinking. Had this happened a few years back, it would have been one of the universities of the country. And normally we say, Acha, what are those people doing? What are those people doing? What are they having in their university? But now we will create certain things which probably not many universities have it in the country, and also probably not in the world. And that is what even this session is so beautifully introduced and explained by Brother. Happiness. First and foremost, we're not very clear what is happiness. There are two worlds. And while you're listening to this, just visualize this, because when you see the picture in your mind, it'll be very, very clear. There are two worlds. One is the outer world of situations, people, comforts. This is an outer world. And one is my inner world. My inner world is of thoughts, feelings, emotions, intentions, memories here. This is all visible. This is not visible. Every comfort that we achieve in the outer world. So like Brother shared about when he went to his grandparents' house, not too many comforts, small house and 6 people in a room, but very happy. So was that possible? Yes, it's possible, because outer world and inner world are different. So outer world was not comfortable, but the inner world was so happy that the outer world did not feel uncomfortable because you're happy here. It's always mind over matter. So if the mind is happy, the discomfort of the body does not give us any trouble because we're very happy inside. So that was a scenario 40, 50 years back. Outer world was not comfortable. And that's a scenario with all of us who've lived in that era. So when we were in school, we didn't have phones, we didn't have laptops, most of us didn't have cars. We cycled to school, we walked to school, we went by bus to school. It was all difficult compared to today's time that you walk out and your car or your scooter is waiting there for you and all the rest of the things that we've got. So we've also grown up in an era which is not physically as comfortable as today. But of course, it didn't feel uncomfortable at that time. It's uncomfortable in reference to our lives today. But that time, it was a very perfect life. But our inner world was taken care of. What has happened now? The outer world is very comfortable. So at a click of a button, we have everything. In fact, today we've got used to having things just in that time frame that we order. Okay, this is what I've ordered, and within 15 minutes it should reach my place. If it doesn't reach my place, I'm allowed to complain. So you know how much we started controlling our life. Everything was at the click of a button, and it has to come in the time frame that I want, else I'm allowed to complain about the world. Very, very used to getting the world my way. My way. 30 years back, when we used to watch a TV serial, we used to watch one episode on a Sunday, then we had to wait till next Sunday to see the second episode. So how much ever you would want to know that what is going to happen in this story after this, there's no way of knowing it. So the mind was taught patience. The mind was taught, please wait till next Sunday, only then you will come to know the rest of the story. Then we shifted to an era where we had an episode daily. So you have a soap drama, it's going on daily. But even then we had to wait for 24 hours to see the rest of the story. Now what happened? Now we have it on the click here. So a child, a student, or any of us can watch like 10 episodes. And we say, no, I have to know what's going to happen next. Your parents will say, okay, watch it tomorrow. You say, no, I want to know now what happened next in this story. The mind is not getting the chance, the opportunity to develop patience, and not an opportunity to not having things my way. So I got so used to having things my way, I was not having anything which was not my way. So the mind got very accommodated to the fact that, okay, सब कुछ मेरे हिसाब से हो रहा है मेरी जीवन के अंदर. So the outer world became very comfortable, click of the button, everything ordered, everything my way. I don't even have to go to the market now to buy something. I just have to order, it comes home. See how much comfort we got. When we got all this comfort, and there's nothing wrong in being comfortable, we can achieve more and make ourselves even more comfortable. Only one little mistake. We thought the more we are comfortable, the happier we will be. It was only this one equation. And we all know when we give exams, all that it takes is one wrong equation for us to then miss the next 5 things that we are writing on that page. If my first equation is wrong, then everything I'm going to write after that equation will be wrong. And I can take 3 supplements and still not pass. And then I'm going to say, but I put so much effort in my life. I worked so hard. Why am I not happy or contented? I took so many supplements in my exam. Why did I not pass? Because my first line of the equation was not right. So it doesn't matter how many supplements I take after that. And that first line of the equation was, if I'm comfortable, if I have everything, if I have an international holiday, if I have the best car, my best brand of my mobile, my best clothes, if I have everything, then I'm happy and then I'm respected by society. So I equated happiness and respect to everything that I have achieved. We believed that way, and society also made us believe that way. And as a society in the last 20, 30 years, we have appreciated, endorsed achievements and performances. Pick up any business magazine, who is the most successful person of the year? It will be based on what they achieved. It's achieved. Who is the best student of the year in a school or college? Achieved. whether it is achieved in academics, whether it is achieved in sports, whether it is achieved in drama, but it's a performance-based appreciation society, performance-based. So everyone who achieves is appreciated, endorsed, and accepted by society. Even as kids, when guests came home earlier, I'm talking about when we were kids, our parents used to say, Gana sunao, apni painting dikhao, apna poetry bol ke sunao. And when we did those little things, it's good to do it. But you see how programming happens. When we did those little things, everyone around us said, good girl, good boy. They didn't say good singer, good artist. They said good girl, good boy. Now, this sounds like a very small thing, but it's a very deep programming. So, if I am 3 years old and when I perform and when people say good girl, I connect performance is equal to being a good person. They should have said, well done in what you have done. And they should have called me a good girl when I was honest, when I was punctual, when I was caring, sharing. Then I would have known the difference between being a good person and doing well at what I have to do. But when we equated that and we said good girl, and if someone didn't do something right, bad girl. You did not do well in your exam, bad girl. So which means good became if I performed, bad became if I didn't perform. This is such a deep programming. Now that 3-year-old girl can be a 50-year-old woman today, but that programming remained the same because nobody came in between to change my programming. So even today, we want to achieve and achieve and achieve and perform so that society will say, good girl, good girl. Because if I don't achieve, society says useless person, doesn't have anything. Nobody is checking what kind of a person I am. So as a society, the need of the hour, and that's something which this university can start, you'll create a paradigm shift in the country that success, it's very important to perform, yes, but success is not about how much you perform. Success should be how you performed, which means when tomorrow I become a leader, it's not about how much I achieved, it's about how I achieved. It's not about how much I earned. It's about how I earned, how I was as a person with my people, how ethical and clean I am in my ways of working, how caring and sharing am I with all my employees, and then I achieve. So then that's true success, where a very kind-hearted, wonderful person then achieved. But priorities had to be very, very clear. First the person, then the achievement. First the person, then the achievement. But somewhere down the line, person kaun hai, we stopped thinking about and we said achievement, achievement, and achievement. So a new university should balance both these things. Keep person first. Today what the corporate sector is saying, especially after this epidemic, they are saying people first. We used to go to all these corporate houses and say, people first. They said, no, profit first. We say, no, people first. No, profit first. And it's lovely to see them say now, no, people first. Now it is the minds of people that we have to take care of first. And now we want leaders who are emotionally strong. Yesterday, I was on a webinar with leaders, and I didn't say it. They said it. They said, now we want to see the spiritual quotient of the people whom we have in our organization. Earlier, if we used to say spiritual quotient, they would look at us and think spirituality, matlab you want people like you, wearing white, cut off from the world. No. We want very dynamic, energetic, vibrant, talented people. Today, they are saying we want spiritual quotient. Because who's going to do everything is the mind. If the mind is not strong, then one public opinion, one failure, one rejection in a relationship, and I'm not able to take care of myself because I'm so dependent on what the world says about me. So the outer world and the inner world are different. And we want to do well in both the worlds. It's not that we don't want to achieve. We want to achieve a lot, but we want to achieve with happiness and contentment. We made a programming which said, I will be happy when. So as a child, I would say, I will be happy when I do well in my exams. I will be happy when I get into an engineering college. Now I will be happy when I pass out of this college. I will be happy when I get my first job. So it was always, I will be happy when. And during that journey, I'm allowed to create stress, anxiety. So look at your house and draw two gardens, one on the front side of your house and one on the back side. So two gardens. This is our life. Front side garden and the back side garden. The front side garden is the outer world. So taking care of the health of your body, your relationships, your studies, your profession tomorrow, outside world, and achieving a lot. The backside garden is your mind, your feelings, your emotions. Now, as a master of that house, I need to take care of both the gardens. I need to water both the gardens. I need to remove the weeds from both the gardens because both the gardens belong to me. But what did I do for the last 20 years? I watered the front garden. So my 24 hours were spent on taking care of the front garden. And if someone told me, at least 20 minutes you go to your back garden and just water it, I said, no, if the front garden flourishes, the back garden will be automatically taken care of. So we thought, if I will be healthy, I will be happy. If I will do well in my exams, I will be happy. If I have good relationships, I will be happy. If the world is perfect, I will be happy. So I thought if my front garden is beautiful, my back garden will be automatically taken care of. So I spent more and more time in my front garden. And I said, ये जितना सुंदर हो जाएगा ना, खुशी, प्यार, रिस्पेक्ट, तो मुझे अपने आप मिल जाएगा. तो इसलिए in the last 20 years, our front garden is extremely beautiful. And that's why brother said we have everything. Now we don't have one of those things, we have multiple things. How many children also nowadays carry two phones? So we've gone into multiples, now we don't have. So our front garden, because the rule is wherever attention goes, energy flows, and when energy flows, things grow. So we put all our attention on the front garden, our energy flew to the front garden, and things have grown. And in the last 20 years, the miracles we have created in the outer world, most of the things we are using today, I did not have as a child. I did not have. So we are not even talking history, no, we're talking our era. So miracles in the outer world in 30 years. But those 30 years, we spent 24 hours in the front garden. And we didn't even take out 15 minutes for the back garden. And that's why now that back garden has started getting affected. So 30 years back, I as a child had none of those things which are there in my house today. But I also did not have any word known as stress. Stress for me was only in physics. Stress is equal to pressure divided by resilience. We were not walking around in school, college saying, I am stressed, you are stressed, the world is stressed. Oh, ये तो कोई word ही नहीं था stress. Depression तो हमें पता नहीं था. Honestly, I did not know depression भी कोई चीज होती है. We came to know that much later. So this is also not history. It is our generation. Diabetes, ये सब अभी 2030. Divorce तो was the biggest stigma that could happen. If somebody got divorced, everybody would say किसी को बताना नहीं है, उसके घर में divorce हुआ है. आजकल we don't want to live with each other. Why you don't want to live with each other? Just we don't feel like. I can tell you how many couples I meet who want to live separate for no reason. And I spend 1 hour talking to them. Please come out with a reason, because whatever may be the reason, we can look for a solution. And they'll just stare at me. No, there's no reason. And this has happened only in the last few years. Till 10 years back, there were reasons. Now they'll say, no reason. I said, Acha, no reason, matlab, why do you want to separate? Just, we don't feel like living with each other. This is the reason. We don't feel like living with each other. So divorce. So in 30 years, I've seen divorce as a stigma to divorce being the most casual thing. Most casual thing. Now, why did all this happen in 30 years? Because we were on the front garden, not spending even 20 minutes on a daily basis to take care of our mind. The equation was not if I'm healthy, then I will be happy. The equation was not if I have beautiful relationships, then I will be happy. The equation was not if the world is perfect, then I will be happy. The equation was if I'm happy, then I will be healthy. If my mind is happy, then I will create beautiful relationships. And if I'm happy, then I'll create beautiful environment, nature and the world. The equation ही गलत हो गई थी. संकल्प से सृष्टि. Our thoughts create our world, and our world means our body, our home, our relationships, environment, and the planet. संकल्प से सृष्टि है, सृष्टि से संकल्प नहीं है, संकल्प से सृष्टि है. The world doesn't create my mind creates my world. अब हमने सृष्टि को तो बहुत अच्छा बना दिया, लेकिन अब संकल्पों का ध्यान रखना है, because even if we have everything but we are not happy and contented, we won't be able to enjoy what we have. I get so many emails from students and failure in life, and especially now failure in relationships. And it can happen. But the strong statements that will come in that email, this and this happened, this person is no more with me, but I want them back. Tell me what I can do to get them back. I have to have them back in my life. I cannot live without them. And the last line, if I don't get them back, I don't want to live. These are emails we sent. This is the belief system that my life has become so dependent on another individual that I'm actually creating a thought of not wanting to live if I don't get that person. The vocabulary is I have to get that person because I got so used to getting things my way. So I cannot accept that someone said that no to me because I've not grown up listening to a no. I grew up listening to बच्चा आपको क्या खाना है, बच्चा आपको क्या पहनना है, बच्चा आपको कहाँ जाना है. When we were in school, nobody asked us कि आपको क्या खाना है, आपको क्या पहनना है. We were taught ये लो खाना खा लो, ये लो कपड़े पहन लो. ये बहुत छोटी बातें लगती हैं, but we were taught to accept what life gives us. We were not allowed to choose what to eat, what to wear, what to buy. We were not allowed to choose. So that gave us that training. This is also like a training, taught to accept what life gives. Now we've got used to choosing how we want our life to be, but life will not always be our way. And last 3 months have taught us life cannot always be our way. And that's why these last 3 months have also taken a toll on people's minds. So just look at these two gardens. And it's very good that you do it now as a student because your back garden is still quite pretty. When we reach the age of 30, 40, 50, our back gardens have really started getting affected. So when you're taking care of your front garden, out of 24 hours, give 23 and a half hours to your front garden. But give at least 30 minutes to your back garden. ये नहीं है कि front garden को सुंदर नहीं बनाना है, बहुत सुंदर बनाना है, लेकिन 30 minutes for the पीछे का garden, which means for taking care of our mind. Equation पता है क्या है? If the front garden is beautiful, then my back garden will be beautiful, was not the truth. But if my back garden is beautiful, then there is a 99.9999% chance that my front garden will be very beautiful. If I'm happy, calm, grateful to life, caring and sharing, I will automatically excel at what I do. Within my capacity, I may not be the most intelligent person in my profession, but I will perform more than my capacity because I'm having very beautiful mind. I'm radiating very beautiful vibrations. My ability to adapt, to adjust, to work with a team, to care for people, to accept their mistakes and yet be very forgiving. That leadership quality is here. Leadership quality is not outside. Skills, talents, education, outside. Leadership quality as a person. Every parent is a leader. Every parent is a leader because that leadership quality nurtures children. So one equation first set, physical comfort is not equal to happiness. That is physical comfort. And this is emotional comfort. I can be in the most expensive chair and be unhappy. I can be in the most expensive car and not be happy. You could buy the most beautiful dress, walk into a party, and you're thinking everybody is going to appreciate you, and your happiness is dependent on their appreciation, even though you've spent your entire pocket money to buy that dress. And if one person comes there and says, "ये क्या पहना है? ये तो आप पे बिल्कुल अच्छा नहीं लग रहा." Finished. One line from someone, and it's all gone. Now I doubt myself, I doubt my choice, I doubt my dress, and most important, I don't like that person whose opinion did not match with mine, who did not appreciate me, because literally we are standing like this in front of the world. Mujhe appreciate karo. Mujhe appreciate karo. Mujhe acha bolo. Because when you say I'm nice, then I'm nice. So my self-esteem became dependent on people. And why all this happened? Because I was not going in the back garden to take care of my garden. I was not going here to create my happiness and self-respect. So I was dependent on the world, and my world was my outer garden. So I was dependent on people and situations. Aap mujhe acha bolo, aap mere hisab se ho, then I'll be happy. The world will not always be my way. People will not always be my way. As children, we can have parents who can do everything best for us, but that's it. Once you are after that into your next series of relationships, that rest of the world doesn't move around you doing everything your way. So ideally, it should be parents who don't do everything their way for the children. Giving children everything before they ask for it doesn't allow the child to adjust with life. Doesn't. We grow up with the belief system, सब कुछ हमें मिल जाएगा. So outer world, inner world different. Happiness is not physical comfort. Happiness is not achievement. I may be the first student in my class, but I could be extremely stressed. जब हम स्कूल में थे ना, only the children who did not pass used to get stressed. बड़ी टेंशन हो गई, मैं फेल हो गई. आजकल I meet children who come first and they get stressed. And I was like, आप first आके कैसे stressed हो सकते हो? कहते stress है ना कि first ही आना है, second नहीं आ सकते. So अब first आने वाला बच्चा भी अगर stressed होगा, तो that means सब लोग stressed हो जाएंगे. So it's because we were not taking care of our mind. And the most important reason, what has affected our emotional health. So when I was in college, somebody said, why don't you learn meditation? And I rejected it completely. And I said, I don't need it. मुझे क्यों सीखना है? Everything in my life is perfect. मुझे क्यों सीखना है? And my mother would go on, नहीं सीख ले. I said, मुझे नहीं सीखना, मुझे नहीं चाहिए. Because तब कोई stress भी नहीं था. Now, why there was no stress that time? Because we did not have any content to consume throughout the day. Emotional diet, which means emotional health, is dependent on emotional diet. And emotional diet is what we watch, read, listen. What we watch, read, listen. So as a student, for me, what was my content consumption? To know the news, the newspaper. Otherwise, content is what my parents say, what my teachers say, what my school students, friends say. That is my content consumption. And then we had wonderful books to read. That's the only source of content consumption. So कम content था और अच्छी quality का content था. अब क्या हो रहा है? Content, 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 content. How much time in the day are you able to sit without consuming any content? So हम बहुत ज़्यादा अंदर डाल रहे हैं and quality question mark है. Quality तो बहुत बड़ा question mark है. If anyone wants to be emotionally strong, आपको meditation नहीं करनी है, नहीं करो. आपको spiritual study नहीं करनी है, नहीं करो. आप सिर्फ content consume करना छोड़ दो दुनिया का. तब भी आपको नहीं चाहिए, which means go back to an era 30 years back. अब हम बोलेंगे ऐसे थोड़ी, हम we'll go back to an era 30, which means don't consume so much from your social media handles, don't consume so much from these OTT platforms, and don't consume so much from the world news. पहले की न्यूज और अभी की न्यूज में फर्क पड़ गया है. बातें पहले भी हुआ करती थी दुनिया में, but the way the news was presented, the way it was talked about, and the way it is debated now is completely different. Now, when we are listening to it, we think we're listening about them. We're not listening about them. We are consuming them on our mind. We're consuming them on our mind. So if I consume content of lust, India is the highest consumer of pornography content in the world. 80% of the content is consumed in India. फिर हम कहते हैं, why rape is increasing, why abuse is increasing, why this is happening, why children are not safe, because we are consuming that content. Even if I just consume it and it's on my mind, I may not indulge in a wrong practice, but if it's in my mind, I'm radiating vibrations of lust into the society. and most important, I'm depleting my emotional health. So if I'm consuming content of lust, anger, ego, hatred, criticism, pulling another person down, comparison, competition, jealousy, I only have to consume that content to become that person. I have to do nothing else. It is like what we eat, we become. Similarly, what we watch, read, listen, we become. Now, since the time we are exposed to content from all over the world, तो अब वो भी बात नहीं रह गई. हम कौन सी संस्कृति का कंटेंट डाल रहे हैं? We are consuming all the cultures of the world. Nothing wrong in the culture, but it's a different culture. The way of dressing up, the way of speaking, the vocabulary, every word we use, what we eat, what we drink. No more what our culture was teaching us. No more. इतने स्वीटली 2 महीने से बोल रहे हैं, ओ वी आर सो हैप्पी द वर्ल्ड इज डूइंग नमस्ते. इतनी सी छोटी सी बात में हैप्पी हो रहे हैं कि द वर्ल्ड इज डूइंग नमस्ते. But when were we doing namaste before COVID? World is doing namaste, वो तो कोई बात नहीं. Were we doing namaste 3 months back? Because we were busy consuming the content from the world. So the way we are dressing up now, the vocabulary that we are using, एक शब्द एक energy होती है. We are a culture which is very rich in vocabulary. That's why Sanskrit bhasha, every word a high energy word. And now we've shifted to abusive bhasha, slang. मुझे लोग बोलते हैं आपको ये वाला वर्ड नहीं पता. मैं कहा इसका कोई मीनिंग है, ये डिक्शनरी में है? नहीं नहीं, ये हमारा वर्ड है. उसकी एनर्जी क्या है? जब आपके मम्मी पापा ने आपका नाम रखा था ना, तो एक हाई एनर्जी वर्ड नाम रखा था. Everyone's name has a very beautiful meaning. Why? Because many people will be repeating your name throughout their life, and you will be hearing that name again and again and again. And if you will hear a high energy word repeatedly, it will energize you. And that's why in our country we focus so much on what's going to be the name of the child. कुछ भी नाम नहीं रख सकते ऐसे. सबसे पहले लोग पूछते हैं इस नाम का मीनिंग क्या है? Meaning kya hai? So which means it can't be a meaningless name. It has to be a very pure, powerful, meaningful name, because the name is the most repeated word in our lifetime. But similarly, energy of every word. So as children, it's very easy to change our vocabulary. Let's do it now. Just because everybody is speaking that, we have to speak those words. No, we don't have to, because those words are low energy words. And every time you repeat a low energy word, you're depleting yourself emotionally. What is mantras? High energy word. The 5-minute mantra and pure din dusre words doesn't work. So what we watch, read, listen is how we think and how we speak. Just take care of what you watch, read, listen, and your thinking and speaking will be taken care of. Aap kuch mat aur karna. Just take care of what you watch, read, listen. Restrict completely. पहले भी करना चाहिए था, लेकिन अब जब तक ये कोविड नहीं सेटल होता, we have to be very, very strict of what we are watching, reading, listening. All this binge watching serial after serial, episode, content. After that, to become emotionally strong, it's a little tough. It's like consume junk food 24/7 every day and want to be healthy, then you just have to be blessed by health because of your past karma, so that your present junk food doesn't affect you at all. Same with content consumption. So just take care of your content consumption. Take care of how much you use social media handles, because social media handles is increasing our sanskar of comparison, competition, jealousy, and most important, self-esteem dependent on public opinion. And that's why, like brother said, the child was so happy with his holiday, but just because another person said that no, a richer holiday is a more happier holiday, we got affected by public opinion. But us samay to our public opinion was only our friends. Now our public opinion is the world because of social media handles. So we need to take care. So ये 2-3 चीजों का ध्यान रखिए and just focus on a high vibration mind. And what is high vibration? Gratitude. सारा दिन में gratitude for everything that is right instead of complaining for what is not right. And begin your morning with gratitude. So gratitude, caring and sharing, honesty, punctuality, compassion, and most important, a giving nature. Dena hai sabko. We are a culture of Devi Devtas. Devi Devtas means not any religion. Devi Devta means divine souls who used to give. Those who used to give. So we shifted from that era of giver to chahiye, 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 chahiye. So just shift to giving. And giving doesn't mean giving away everything you have. Giving only means give respect, give love, give acceptance, give understanding. Don't say love me, respect me, understand me, trust me. ऐसे नहीं खड़े होना. जो ऐसे खड़े होगा वो हमेशा खाली होगा. जो ऐसे होगा वो खाली होगा. The one who's a giver will always be energized here. So separate physical and emotional world. Take care of both your gardens. Give 30 minutes every day for your back garden. Keep 30 minutes in the morning for meditation, spiritual study. Spiritual study means you're consuming pure content in the morning. क्योंकि सारा दिन दूसरा content है, तो at least 20 minutes in the morning you're consuming pure content. So you're balancing. You're balancing कि junk food दिन में है, सुबह सुबह healthy food भर लीजिए. So meditation and spiritual study at least for 30 minutes. It was always important, but now with the current situation, it's not important. It should be mandatory. It should be mandatory because unless you have a strong emotional immunity system, can't build a strong physical immunity system. Nahi ho paega. So just keep that 30 minutes in the morning. Take care of content consumption from all platforms, and take care of your words you use. Please go back to your original vocabulary. जब हम स्कूल कॉलेज में थे एक वर्ड गलत बोलते तो हमारे को डांट पड़ जाती थी. इसको ऐसे नहीं प्रोनाउंस करते, इसको ऐसे प्रोनाउंस करते हैं. Because every word, that syllable is an energy. It's an energy. So just take care of your words. And second, of your mind, just take care of few things. I was just suggesting to brother before we started, let's make the university and every campus a no anger zone. A no anger zone. Every campus is a no smoking zone. Now most campuses are no plastic zone. So very caring, right? Third, no anger zone. So we will learn that everything can be done without creating anger. And it's simple. Tomorrow you'll go out into the world. You'll be a leader, you'll be a doctor, you'll be a jurist, you'll be a businessman, you'll be a parent who would have learned how to live life without reacting and getting angry. What an asset you will be to society. What an asset. These are leadership qualities. So let's make the campus a no anger zone. And no anger means कोई भी नहीं कर सकता और किसी पे भी नहीं कर सकता. Discipline करेंगे, बहुत अच्छे से करेंगे, but without using anger. And always remember, whether society does it or no, just remember for yourself, success is here first. Success is who you are and then what you achieve. First here and second outside. Keep the priority always right. Success is who you are and then what you achieve. And last thing, never ever make your life so dependent on another human being because you're at that age. Never. Friends is fine, but don't say I can't live without this person. Please don't ever create this thought. Don't ever create this thought. Don't ever create this thought for anything. Sometimes we say, I cannot live without my morning cup of coffee. Don't use this line for anything in life, that I cannot live without this. I cannot live without my phone. I cannot live without my coffee. Every time you're saying this, you're making yourself very, very weak. Atmanirbhar. Atmanirbhar is the new word now for the country. And Atmanirbhar means here, Atma, the soul, Nirbhar, self-dependent, not dependent. So enjoy your coffee, use your phone, be with friends, but don't say, I cannot live without this, because you're teaching your mind that I'm so weak that if I don't get my morning cup of coffee, I cannot live without this. Then you're training your mind to be weak. Say, I use this object, I have my coffee, I meet friends, but I am Atmanirbhar. I'm self-dependent. And then situations and people's behavior, they will only be outside. Outside. Your inner world will be completely in your control. Swarajya. And if you have Swarajya, which means self-management, then that's truly leadership quality. Happiness is not something to be, you don't have to do anything for it. It's our natural sanskar. Just go 20 minutes in the back garden from today onwards. So take care in the morning and just before going to sleep. That's all. Being happy is the easiest thing to do. Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Oh, this is such an interesting thing. I learned so much this morning. Thank you. Really, it was so beautiful. Atmanirbhar, the Prime Minister did tell us, I did hear it, but I thought it was all about the factory and buildings and stuff like that. I never realized what you said was we need to be Atmanirbhar in our mind. And I like the other part of it when you said that you need to do an emotional diet. What we are trying to do is to go to a doctor or a counselor and take medicines and pop in the pills to solve the problem. But in reality, what you're suggesting is if you could do a thought process to that, we could probably take care of the emotional content. But more than that, what I liked best was the fact that you gave us easy steps to become happy. And I think that was the most important part of the whole learning that I got this morning. But let me tell you that your talk has given a lot of questions, and there are too many questions which have already been put on the chat box. So I'm going to put up some of these if I may be permitted to do so. There is a question from Mr. Ragwendra. He says, I get negative waves from another person. How does my mind neutralize it and stay calm? Because I'm getting negative waves from other people.
Right. So it's vibrations. So what are our vibrations? Who we are inside. Like right now, if someone around you is experiencing anxiety or fear, you will get a negative vibration from them because it's a very heavy vibration, but it's a low energy vibration. The only way to protect yourself from a low vibration is to be at a very high vibration. And when you are at a higher vibration, then you will not absorb their negativity, but you will radiate your purity to them. It's like when we go to a temple. The temple doesn't become negative with our negative vibrations. We become calm because of the vibrations of the temple, because the temple or any place of worship is at a very high vibration. Similarly, work on yourself. Don't think that you're getting negative vibes from people. Reverse and say, I am radiating pure vibes to people. Vibrations always flow from one person to the other. Just that we don't need to be on the same frequency. We go higher, and then our beautiful vibrations will reach them. They will heal them, they will empower them, and it will bring them up here. So that's called emotional care. Caregiver for emotional health.
Akash Chavan has a question. He asks, Didi, why is it that generation nowadays tries to find solutions to a problem in taking toxic things? Isn't it just a thought of what the society has taught us to do, or consuming such things may help us to reduce stress, anxiety, or anger? Or is it different?
Again, the inner world and the outer world. If I'm stressed in the inner world, I look for a distraction so that I don't have to experience this stress. Simple distraction. Forget the inner world. Even if you have a toothache or even if you have a stomach ache, just go and sit and watch a movie. Just sit and watch a movie, which means distract your mind away from that pain. Just go and sit and watch a movie. For 2 hours, you'll forget that your tooth was paining. But the minute you'll switch it off, you'll say, oh, मेरा दांत दर्द हो रहा है. तो वो 2 घंटे कहाँ गया था दांत का दर्द? We distracted our mind. इसीलिए आजकल आप देखो, whenever we are sitting idle, ना, we can't sit खाली for 5 minutes also nowadays. जैसे कुछ नहीं है, we'll pick up the phone, we'll switch on the TV. We're not able to sit with ourselves. We need something outside to engage our mind so that we don't have to experience that stress. So for some, it is television. For some, it's going out shopping. For some, it is talking to people. And for some, it's substances. Obviously, the substance does not heal our stress. We know that. But we also know that that substance increases our stress and depression. Alcohol is a depressant. And that's why it was really a question mark when those long queues were lined up a couple of weeks back when those shops were open. This was not the time to consume this substance. I mean, never is it the time, but this was not the time to consume that substance because we had enough anxiety here. We did not have a substance to escalate our anxiety. So please go and search. Alcohol is a depressant. So goes with all the other substances. But yes, it can distract us. So for a couple of hours, I don't experience my stress and pain. And so we started thinking, oh, that gives us happiness. What that is doing is making us emotionally weak, very, very dependent, and consuming a toxic substance, not just for the mind, not just for the body, but for the mind. Our culture has taught us, Jaisa an, Vaisa man. Jaisa pani, Vaisi vani, which means what we eat and drink is not just for the body, it's for our mind. So experiment with a vegetarian diet. Right now, it's very important to experiment with the vegetarian diet. And it takes only one thought to quit any substance which is not good for us. This is increasing power of the soul. Increase your willpower. Bolo aaj se nahi to nahi. Most of us, especially as children and students, we started it because we were that same little boy who got impressed that the other friend had gone for a holiday to Switzerland. We started it only for that. Most of us started it because our friends were saying we were not cool enough if we were not having it with them. Public opinion cannot control my life. This is one thing forever. Tomorrow, if I'm in my pain, my friends will not be able to heal my pain. They can sit with me, but they can't get into my mind and heal my pain. So be with them, enjoy with your friends, but you don't need to accept the habits which are not right for you. And if people approve of you only if you are with the same habits, then I'm sorry, but we should not call them friends. We can just call them classmates. We can just call them classmates, and we don't need to spoil our life because what our classmates have to say. So only thing to be a leader, don't get affected by public opinion. Lead your life for what is right for you, healthy for your mind and for your body, fits into the maryadas of your family, fits into the maryadas of your family. You know, Ravan was standing outside. वो रावण इतना पावरफुल था लेकिन वो सीता को नहीं ले सकता था. वो लाइन जो थी ना सीता के अराउंड, that is the line of disciplines and maryadas in our life. सीता को लाइन क्रॉस करके बाहर जाना पड़ता है. रावण लाइन क्रॉस करके सीता के पास नहीं आ पाता है. Did we ever think कि रावण इतना पावरफुल सीता को नहीं उठा सकता था? नहीं उठा सकता था. Ravan stands for our weaknesses and vices, and Sita is us inside. If we stay inside that line of self-discipline and maryada, negativity and weaknesses and vices cannot overpower us. We have to cross the line and go out. And once we cross the line and go out, tough to save ourselves from the Ravan. So just get back into the line of maryadas. What you eat, what you drink, what you watch, read, listen, what you wear. What you wear is extremely important. Look beautiful, look dignified. That should be the vocabulary for yourself. I'm not going to take the other words. Just say, I look beautiful, I look dignified, I look respectful. That's the vibration your aura should radiate to the world. If you radiate other words to the world, then that's the vibrations you receive from the world. It's very important. There's no point saying, oh, it's freedom. I can do what I want. I can wear what I want. Of course, you can wear what you want. But the vibrations you'll receive from the world, nobody can save us from those vibrations. And if I receive wrong vibrations from the world, it depletes my mind. I need to receive pure, respectful vibrations from the world. That will increase my emotional health. So let's just get back into the line of Maryadas. Very, very simple, and to be happy and healthy.
Difficult question. College students are addicted to pornography. Even when they want to stop it, they aren't able to. What is your suggestion?
It's like any other addiction, no? We become dependent on it because it stimulates our mind. Same like tea and coffee. We say, I'm so tired, so fatigued. Now, to be energized, I need to have coffee. So it's just an addiction. And when I have to come out of an addiction, it's going to trouble me for some days because my mind and body both have got used to that addiction. But we all know how to de-addict ourselves. There's nobody who's not given up a habit. There's nobody who's not changed a habit. And you are only in school and college. It's the easiest to do it right now because your sanskar, your dependency is still very little compared to what it will be 20 years from now. So this is the easiest time. This mind of yours is going to study. It's going to develop self-respect. It's going to develop leadership qualities. Tomorrow, this is going to create a miracle in society. That's your mind. How clean that mind has to be. How pure that mind has to be. So only thing you do, 30 minutes in the morning, start consuming pure content. Now, don't even right now think about what you have to leave. Just think of what you have to consume. So for a healthy body, I just need to take good diet. So keep 30 minutes in the morning to first start nourishing your mind. Once this mind starts getting nourished, you don't have to give up an addiction. It just goes off on its own because you've become strengthened and you're not dependent on anything outside to feel good inside. So जब हम शुरू करते हैं ना, हमें लगता है कैजुअल, हमें ये नहीं पता चलता हम डिपेंडेंट हो रहे हैं. You're dependent on something to feel good. Your hand is going repeatedly to your phone, to your laptop. You don't want to, you want to study and फिर भी आपका हाथ आपके फोन की तरफ जा रहा है. We are losing control not just on our mind and words, we're losing control even on our hand. This is not leadership quality. So we just need to be aware. जैसे ही aware होंगे, वापस आना बहुत ईजी है. बस अवेयर होना है. वो अवेयर होना ही थोड़ा सा मेहनत का काम है, स्पेशली जब आपके आसपास सब लोग दूसरी तरह से जीवन जी रहे हैं. जब सब लोग बोल रहे हैं नो नो नो, दिस इज नॉर्मल, दिस इज नेचुरल, दिस नेचुरल, एंड जब हम थोड़ा सा कुछ बदलते हैं तो हमारा लोग मजाक भी उड़ाते हैं. सो वो भी एक इशू है कि हमारा लोग मजाक उड़ाएंगे. अच्छा, बड़े साधु बन गए हो, ये भी छोड़ रहे हो, ये भी. ऐसा ऐसा चल रहा है. हैव कंपैशन फॉर देम. Just take charge of your life. That's it, because you want to be a leader. Leader will not allow their mind to be dependent on anything, and definitely not something like this for the mind to feel good. You are giving away your most valuable asset. हम अपना एक बॉल पेन नहीं किसी को देते, उसको मांगते मेरा पेन वापस करो, और अपनी शक्ति दे देते हैं चीजों को. We are giving away our inner power. So just nourish yourself 30 minutes every morning. And just work on yourself towards the addiction. It's very easy. सिर्फ थोड़े दिन थोड़ा strict होना पड़ता है. Withdrawal symptom भी होंगे. Ask for help from family without telling them what you are doing. So just be around them. Ask them to be around you. When you're alone, you go towards such things more. If there are people around you, it's easier to come out of it.
I think we don't have in this lecture of Happiness Unlimited, the number of questions which they are being raised are also unlimited, but our time is very limited. So I'm going to ask you one more question because, but in the chat box, we have so many questions that are there that really you have struck a chord which is extremely important to each and every one of us. The question which is here now is the future is looking so bleak. With all this COVID situation, how can I be happy and have a positive state of mind in such a scenario?
First of all, never say the future is looking bleak. Start saying 2020 is a year of miracle for me. And you all have actually started with a miracle yesterday. It all depends on how you perceive the situation. Situation doesn't write our destiny. How we perceive the situation writes our destiny. Some years back, a child was born, didn't have both arms, didn't have both legs. The world must have written off that boy's destiny that day. वो बोले इसकी जीवन में क्या होने वाला है? दोनों हाथ नहीं है, दोनों पैर नहीं है. Today, that boy travels all around the world and gives positive thinking and leadership classes to people. What happened? That mind did not get affected by public opinion, and that mind did not allow the situation to overpower. Outer world and inner world are completely different. COVID is outside. COVID is outside. Mind is our choice. It's the year to create miracles. Anyone who will take care of their mind in this year will be a miracle by the end of this year or next year. And it's very easy, you know, right now to create miracles because a lot of people around you have given up on this year. They've literally given up on this year. I hear people saying, ये साल तो कुछ अच्छा नहीं हो सकता है. You just make it your mantra. ये साल मेरा अब तक बेस्ट साल होने वाला है. And आगे तो बहुत अच्छे साल होने वाले हैं, लेकिन this year is going to be my best year till now. How you think, how you speak, how you perceive is what creates your destiny. Situations don't write our destiny. How we think, speak, and perceive the situation is what write our destiny. So this year is a year of miracles. Make certain lifestyle habit changes to make yourself emotionally strong, and miracle to manifest hona shuru ho jayega.
Didi, if you can tell us, what would you say in 1, 2, 3 minutes or whatever, what would be the morning emotional diet that I should or we all should think about early in the morning? As you said, you want to feed an emotional mind in the morning that we need to do. What would you suggest as that emotional diet that I would like to speak to myself or my principals, teachers, students who are here today should say in their own mind? What is that thought that you need to put in our mind to be the start of this emotional diet? If we could have that.
First thought of the morning should be gratitude. It should be gratitude. So your eyes open, don't look at the phone. If you really want to create leadership quality, don't look at your phone for an hour when you wake up in the morning. Which means don't consume the world onto your mind first thing. This mind is like a blotting paper, highest absorption capacity after a good sleep. If we look at the phone even for 5 minutes, we consume the world onto our mind. And phone means not even work. We're not going to look at work at 5 and 6 in the morning. First few thoughts of gratitude. Gratitude to the supreme power. Gratitude to my mind and body for being healthy. Gratitude to my family. Gratitude to everyone I study and work with. And gratitude to nature. First few thoughts of gratitude take my mind to a very high frequency. I will not complain during the day, because I shifted my mind to a it's like your radio FM, this and this, FM, this and this. Which frequency you tune to are the songs you will listen to. So when I shift to a frequency of gratitude, and then throughout the day, my mind will sing songs only of happiness and gratitude. So first thoughts of gratitude, then create a few set of affirmations for yourself in the current scenario. And then you can put what you want in that. Few thoughts in the current scenario. I'm a powerful being. I'm a peaceful being. I'm a fearless being. My body is perfect and healthy and will always be. Fifth, God's power and blessings is a circle of protection around me. Visualize divine light around you. Sixth, nothing can enter into this circle. Seventh, God's power and blessings, circle of protection around my family. So that you don't create this thought, what if this happens to someone at home? No, that's not a right thought. Sankalp se siddhi, thoughts manifest. We have to create the right thought. So protection around my family. Eighth, God's protection around my studies, my work, my career, which means my work life. My work life is safe. My student life is safe. Don't write off, mera ye saal gaya, ab kya hoga. Not good energy. Then God's power and blessing, circle of protection around the planet. Very important right now. And the last affirmation, that thing which has come on the planet is gone. Gone forever. Never to come again. 10 thoughts. And as a student, you can put an affirmation, my concentration power is highest and success is certain for me. Because हम बहुत बार बोलते हैं, I cannot concentrate, I cannot. So I need to create, so I say my concentration power is highest, my memory power is highest, and success is certain for me. So 10 affirmations. You need to say them many times in a day, but it won't happen only if you say it once. So once in the morning, once just before going to sleep, and I would say it every time before my every meal and before my every glass of water, which means before I eat or drink anything, because food and water absorbs our thoughts, and what it absorbs becomes our state of mind. So I would say it at least about 15 times, 20 times in a day. And if you say anything 15, 20 times in a day for about 10 days, it becomes your thought process and your thoughts manifest. But emotional diet would be what you watch, read, listen. So keep 20 minutes in the morning to watch, read, or listen to something very pure, which means a book, which means your scriptures, which means a spiritual talk, whatever you like. But watch, read, listen at least 20 minutes in the morning, and for a good sleep, at least 10 minutes in the night before you sleep. With the program that I do, Awakening, I saw miracles created with media. People were watching at home. That time it was before social media, on television. And suddenly I was meeting people who were saying, Mera depression theek ho gaya, hum divorce karne wale the, we are back. Somebody was contemplating. I was like, ye kaise ho gaya ghar baithe? They didn't come to the center. They didn't learn meditation. I said, ye kaise ho gaya? And then I realized power of media. 25 minutes daily, daily, daily listening to that. They created their miracle. And 25 minutes of positive media, they were coming out of depression and divorce. That made me realize what will be the impact of hours of other media. अगर आधा घंटा चीजें ठीक कर सकता है, तो वो घंटे घंटे चीजें बिगाड़ भी सकता है. I only learned this from all the people who created miracles in their life, power of media. So keep 20 minutes to watch, read, or listen pure content in the morning, 10 minutes in the night. Because a good sleep and a perfect morning is all that's needed to make yourself emotionally healthy. That's all.
I don't know how to say thank you very much for coming here with us today and really bringing about a mindset change. Thank you for your wishes for the new university. As you know, in these challenging times, we've looked at it very, very positively and proactively. But I think you've given me so much more food for thought, or should I say, emotional diet for my mind. And I think it'll be beautiful. I'm sure it'll benefit each and every one of us who's watching here today and otherwise. But I'm so thrilled with the fact, and that's what the chat box also says, that you have to come. There's so many wows in the chat box saying that it's so beautifully said and taught and will benefit each and every one of us, including myself, in terms of the change that we have to bring about in our lives. Thank you. And with a request that you must come back again to us and tell us much more and share all these wonderful thoughts and feelings that we need to do for making Sankalp Se Shrishti, and that we will do this change and bring us whatever it is to make a different person out of us. Atma Nirbhar, not Bharat, but Atma Nirbhar, each person becomes. And I think that's a beautiful thought. Thank you again. Om Shanti, and lots of love and affection from all of us over here this morning.
Thank you so much, Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you, Niranjan sir, for being wonderful sutradhar of this program. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I hope you all enjoyed it.
Very much, sir. Very much. Thank you so much.
That talk is positive, so that is definitely a thing. Yeah. Thank you.